Hello, friends and buck hunters. Welcome to Zombie Beer Trek 3. I forgot to turn off the camera, so we got me for a second. Just like the last video, we're going to run through it once on normal speed, and then we're going to run through it once with the pausing. So there's a fox there early. That zombie comes through. There's a bird. There's a squirrel. Second zombie comes across, and then the third one comes across. So it's not too bad. Here we go on the freeze frame section. Pause it for the fox right there. You can see the zombie deer in the back there. There's the squirrel. And then we're going to have the zombie deer there. That's the first real shot at the zombie deer. Then you got the bird. That thinks it's an owl. This one's going to come across. He's going to open up here in just a second for a longer straight shot. And then this one right there, that's the kind of the best spot for him. I believe he is locked up with the... He's flanked the entire way across. So here's the second sight for sight one. There's a squirrel. The buck runs away. There's one comes across so even. There's a cat and a possum. This guy comes at you. He opens up at some point. Now, as this is zombie deer, so you want to hit them. You can only hit them in the head. So some of these shots are like, well, you typically want to shoot them far away, but you might have to just take the shot. Again, you got the squirrel. He's a pretty easy shot. The first zombie opens up right there. You got plenty of room to shoot him. Again, the only headshots count. This one's going to go across here. You're going to have plenty of room in here too. The possum is going to start moving. The lynx is back there in the background. And then this one's blocked until right about there. And then once he opens up here, then you're going to have your chances to get him. You get a chance to shoot him again there as he gets closer. You're losing points with closer, but at least you're getting something because it is zombie deer. Here's a third sight for sight one, or third option for sight one. Again, you got the squirrel sitting right there. He comes across. That's a pretty good shot. Now, that second one comes in, and he's out there right away. The two birds flew across there, and then the third one comes in right there. And then we had the kitty on this first one. Shoot him in the face. None of these, all of these you got to shoot in the face. None of them are really that easy to shoot in the face because they're all moving and they're fast and bouncy. So again, we got the squirrel right there at the beginning. Not a big deal. He opens up. He's right there. Now, if you look in the back, the buck is coming the screen right there, and you get chances for him right away. There's your two birds. Don't forget to get him before he gets off the screen. That's the easy shot for that second zombie deer. And then the third zombie deer comes across right there, and this is where the easy shot in air quotes is going to come across right there. And here comes the kitty. There's a shot right there. It opens up there, and then there's your third window. Cats are fast. Hope you get them. Fourth version of sight one. Here we go. You got a raccoon right there. Second raccoon's going to come in right away. That guy's going to open up right there. He's way out there in the back. And then the third one comes in right there in the center. You're probably never going to get that bird if you can get that second zombie way out there. And then we got a bear. There's a couple different windows. They're not as easy as the elk were last week, the bears, but it is what it is. Here we go with the freeze frames. Again, we got the raccoon standing right there. He should be a pretty easy shot. As soon as that buck comes in right there, you got open shots right there as he comes in. Second raccoon comes in and pauses. As that second raccoon's coming in and pausing, look, he's back there. You can shoot him. He's got plenty of room to get him. And then you can come back to this second raccoon. And then there's the third one there. I forgot to pause it for that. And then there's the bird. So there they are. Last chance to get him. And then here's the bear. There's a bunch of big windows right there early. And then obviously you don't want to get him last second, but you can. And here is option one of sight two. Nothing at their first. Zombie deer comes in right there. Squirrel comes up the tree. Zombie deer comes across, goes into the gully. Comes out, not too bad. He comes up out of the grass. Then you got the badger wolverine thing, whatever that is. And this has got another bear. There's plenty of shots out there early, but he is mostly protected. And here it is with the slow motion. Again, we got nothing going on at the beginning. It's just some buck standing there. Comes around that tree. If you can know that he's coming, you can shoot him right as he comes around that tree and get all those points. Squirrel comes up the tree. Comes in right there. Again, if you know he's there right away, that's probably the best shot for him. He just gets closer. He goes off screen. The one comes out of the grass right there. He is not sitting there as far as I can tell. You know, I'd have to do a lot of testing. The Badger Wolverine goes into the goalie, and then you just lose him. Bear, there's some windows right there. It's just a bear. Shoot him in the face. Here we go. Second option for Site 2. Nothing going on at the beginning there. You got the buck right there. Got a raccoon. Buck wanders off. There's the farthest shot. 2 birds. He just comes across. There's a lot of goalie in there. Third one's got a lot of room to get him out there, but that's going to be hard shots. And again, you can only count headshots. Kitty comes in. Eat your face. Okay, here's with the slow motion, or the stopping, the freeze framing. Buck's right there. He doesn't really become available until after the raccoon. And then again, we want to shoot him right there. It's a farther shot, which is going to give the most points, but it's also it's the first time he's clear. 2 birds come in from the right. Buck comes in from the right. That's kind of a shot. There is a doe behind him, so you got to watch that out a little bit. And then he comes in out there in the back. Again, take these open shots when you can get them. They're zombie deer. It's headshots only. Here comes a kitty. There's a window. And if last case, chance is always there. Here is our third option for Site 2. So he's standing there. He runs away. He's never really a great shot. Bunny comes in. Buck comes out of the goalie. Coyote runs by. And then he runs across. And then there's a skunk back there. And here we go, slow motion. So, again, he's standing there. There's a bunny right there in the center. You can shoot the bunny. And then we got him. He's just going to have this first option right there. Bunny moves. Bunny was already standing there. And then you got the buck back there in the back corner. You might have a chance to get him way back there. That's to get him at the farthest shot. There's that. Coyote comes across. And then your zombie deer comes across there right there. And he goes straight across-ish. Skunk it back there. Take the shots where you can get them. It's zombie deer. They're headshots only. Obviously, you want as many points as possible, but you may or may not get them. Here comes the fourth option for Site 2. Howl up there in the tree. Zombie deer walks. There's your clearest shot. Bunny comes in off the side. That one goes fast. He's off the screen very fast. You have to get him right away. Actually, both the second and third one are coming across there very fast. Here we go with the freeze frame version. Again, we got the owl in the tree nook right there. He's going to shoot him right there in the face. Again, there's zombie deer, so you have to shoot them in the face. There's a bunny. He hops across. Not a big deal. This second one, he comes across that screen fast. You have got to hit him as he gets through that open spot. Same thing as this third one. He comes across that screen and he goes directly across the screen. Get him fast. There is no time. All right, here we go with the first option of Site 3. There's a possum in the ground right there. He runs across. There's a squirrel. He runs off the side to the right, coming in from the right, goes across to the left. You got to get him in the middle. Again, some of these are going off the screen very, very fast. So again, we got a possum right there. He's right there in the front. The zombie deer in the back is standing behind that doe. But we got to get this one coming off from the right first. He's got plenty of room to shoot him if you can get to him early or late. Squirrel comes across. You want to be right on that one. Again, headshots only, people. And then the third one comes in right off the screen there. I pause it right here because this is where the best freeze frame is to get him. That's the best spot. That's the only time he's not really covered. All right, option 2 for Site 3. Standing over to the left, but we got to get this one first. He's got a nice little pause there. 2 birds. He comes across to the right. Camera pans. Runs over to the left. There's spot shots in there for you. Again, now we're going to have freeze frame. So he's standing there. He doesn't have any shots yet. Right here, we start to get the first shot at the first buck. Really get shots there. 2 birds should be easy to get. Hopefully that first buck is already dead. Here we get the freeze frame of the where he's easiest to get, and then he's going to come across. This is kind of where he opens up the first time, but he continues to be open for most of the way across there if you can stay ahead of that doe behind him. All right, there's a third option for the third sight. Owl standing right there in the front. That buck's standing back there. There's his shot right there. He's going to run across there. There's a fox. Zombie deer goes across. He's basically covered the whole time across there, so it's going to be a hard shot, but I know you can make it. Again, we got the owl standing right there in the front. Not a big deal. Just shoot him in the face. That buck points his head up right here. He's going to come straight at us, and you want to hit him in the face. Going across to the right. Not a big deal. That's where he opens up. This is for the fox. And then we have the buck coming across there. Again, he's pretty much running with this doe the whole time. But, you know, there's a couple windows in there. You got to find them. Option 4 is sight 3. There's a raccoon back there in the corner. Deer opens up. He's got a face shot at him. He comes across. There he's got 2 birds. One's in the back there. You get a couple different windows at him. There's usually 3. And here we go for the freeze frame. Again, we got the raccoon back there behind the tree. Buck's head pops up right there. He's coming right at you. Easy shot in the face right there. And we're going to have the buck come across from the left. He's going to come across, and then right after he comes across, the birds come across. You've got both birds. And right here, you can see that buck started to pop into the screen, but you don't want to shoot him until here because that's where he's got the easiest open face shot. You can catch him late if you have to, but you want to get him as he makes that corner. Option 1 is sight 4. Bavager, buck, bird, buck, buck, bird. So that's that order there. Again, we're going to do them with freeze frames. Badger comes in right away. He's the easiest to shoot. Bang, shot that badger. Not a big deal. That bird's standing in that tree. You can shoot him anytime you want. He comes across there. That's an easy shot right there. Coming in from behind that rock back there. He's got plenty of room to get to him. Bird coming across. And then right here comes our last shot, our big open window for this third big buck. Option 2 is sight 4. Standing back there, no open shots. There it is right there. Badger coming across. There's your open shot right there. And there she is coming in. Squirrel going up the tree. You may or may not get to that squirrel depending on if you can get that third buck early or you have to wait for him to come in late. So here we go again. He's going to open up right there. We want to shoot him in the face. And then the badger's coming across there in the bottom of the screen. Buck comes in, opens up right there. Nice little sunset behind him. And then there he is right there, coming in, again, straight at you from the center. You want to get him there early, which will cause you to miss that squirrel. But, you know, get the buck early more than that squirrel. That squirrel's not worth that many points. Option 3 is sight 4. He's standing back there. There's a bunny. There's another bunny. Again, you want to wait for him to make that turn maybe because that's going to be the most points. But get him when you can. Points are great, but get all 3 bucks. There he goes across the back screen there. Again, sight 4, option 3. Got the bunny, got the buck. Buck's more important. You got both bunnies there. Makes that turn right there. You want to make it. You want to get him before, you know, he's blocked a lot. Again, you got the nice sunset in the background. Kill that zombie. And then he's going to come across and he's going to give you a wide open shot right there. You can hit him in the head. You're going to be okay. Option 4 is sight 4. Here we go. Raccoon in the grass. Buck back there. You got plenty of shots at him. That second one also comes on the screen about the same time. Squirrel in the tree. Buck coming across from the left. There's your open shot right there. Okay, we're going to do it with the freeze frames. That makes it much easier to tell where you're at. Again, raccoon, not a big deal. Shoot that raccoon before anything happens. Good to go. Buck comes in right there in between those trees. Shoot him right there. Not a big deal. You got him coming in back there off that sunset. Look at him, way majestic out there. Squirrel comes in, and I pause it right here. That must be for the squirrel. And then here comes the last buck. That's right there. He's got front, back, and behind, but that's the biggest window for him. And it's probably the best place to get points. Option 1 of Site 5. There's a lot going on in the front there. 2 raccoons and a skunk. That buck stands up. You never really get a clear shot at him. That second buck, you almost get a clear shot at. This third buck, again, you never really get a clear shot at him. Here we go, freeze frame. I'm going to pause this for a long time right here because there's a lot going on. All 3 critters up front. Buck to the left, buck to the right. You're going to want to shoot the buck to the right first after you get the 3 critters because you get a headshot right there. Bang. And then hopefully you can get to the second buck right there because that's the nice window of the second buck. Everything goes off screen. Here comes your third buck. Again, you never really have a clear shot on him. He is guarded the entire time. It's going to be hard to get him, but once you got him down, it'll be good to go. Option 2, Site 5. Fox, squirrel, buck's back there in the tree. He runs out first. There goes the fox. There comes a buck from the right, and then he comes in from the back. Also got that bird. He's got a window of him right when he comes on the screen, but then it goes away quick. That second doe comes in. Again, you got fox, squirrel, and buck right there. That buck's going to come out. Get those fox and squirrel first. He comes out. You get him right there. That's your window. He will pass this doe. You'll get a second chance at him right there. But by that time, you really want to be shooting that second buck coming on screen before it gets to the does. And then you potentially get him before he gets off the TV. That's where the bird frame comes in the frame right there. And then that buck's back there in the corner. Look how open he is right there. But that window closes fast. Here comes option 3 of Site 5. There's buck standing behind that doe. There's no clear shot. There's your shot-ish. You kind of can does the bog leg. There's the 3 critters. There's Site buck is clear again. There's buck 2 again. And then buck 3 comes out from way back there. He's got pretty good sight lines. This one is not as hard as some of them. There are windows. And here we go again. Buck's hiding. Let him be. We're going to have 3 critters come in. 1, 2, 3 critters. 1, 2, 3 critters. Let that buck go. We want him to make this corner and then shoot him right there. Look at how open he is. There's plenty of room back there to hit him. Buck 2 has entered the screen, but we're going to shoot him right there. That's going to be the most realistic points to get him. You can always get him right there as well. It's not optimal, but you can do that. And then third buck comes in out of the trees right there. You never really see him until he comes out of the trees. And there's a couple different windows to get him before he gets off screen. Option 4, Site 5. Last one. Owl on the tree. Buck in the dirt. He is blocked the entire time. Look at how much coverage he has. He is going to be a pain in the ass to shoot. Buck 2 runs across. 2 possums go through. He's in the back. He does get a little window right there, but it'd be nice to get him out there farther. We'll see if we can do it. Here we go again with freeze frames. Owl, not a big deal. Buck is in the grass. Oh, there's his head right there. That's the shot right there. You want to hit that shot right there, but don't hit the doe in front of him because, again, he's blocked the rest of the way. Buck 2 comes in off the screen. You got plenty of room to get him before he gets covered by these does. There's doe coverage. 2 possums in the dirt. Shoot the possums. And then buck in the back there. That's really the first real open shot. If you can get him right as he comes on the screen, you can get him, but this is going to be the first real open look. He's got plenty of room to get him right there. And here comes the bonus round. Ken, get ready for your bonus round. This is shooting jars. We're going to kill Pappy. We're not going to kill Pappy. We're going to shoot his jars. Brain Buster bonus. We're shooting all the jars with brains in them. I start left to right. Don't forget to shoot the jug that he's drinking out of. You'll see the stuff here in the orange site, I believe, is a site that we need to watch out for. Yeah, orange site. Right there underneath the orange brain. See that brain? Everybody forgets that one. Get that brain when you see it. It's not too bad of a bonus round. You do get a time bonus. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.